All right, boys and girls. So the Bible doesn't tell us very much about those 40 years that the Israelites are staying there, but one by one, those people are dying, and then they're almost ready to go into the promised land. And they're right. We said yesterday that when they went to Edom, let's see, here we have they've been in this spot here in this wilderness for 40 years. And now there's some Canaanites who think, we're going to get those Israelites. And they go out and they take some prisoners. And then Israel says to the Lord, Lord, if you let us get those people back, if you let us defeat those towns, we will utterly destroy them. And God does. So now they have a few towns here they already captured. But they want to go into this land here. And here is the country of Edom. Remember what the Edomites said? They said, no way. We're not letting you through. And God said, you may not fight the Edomites because they're your brothers. Remember Esau and Jacob. So now they're traveling through the wilderness and they're going from place to place to place. And you can guess what they're doing. Something the Israelites have been doing for a long time. Sometimes that we do sometimes too, and it displeases the Lord. They grumbled. They complained. And they said to Moses and Aaron, we wish we had died. This wilderness is not a good spot. We don't have food. We don't have water. And we are sick and tired of manna. And God sent fiery snakes. And when these snakes bit the people, they were poisonous and the people would die. Oh, said the people when this happened, we are sorry. We have sinned by speaking against God and against you. Please forgive us. God said to Moses, this is what I want you to do. And I think you can guess how this is going to be a picture. He said, take a pole and make a bronze snake and put the bronze snake on the pole and put it in the congregation. And when anybody gets bitten by one of those fiery snakes, if he looks to the pole, he will not die. So they did. They made this pole with this bronze snake, and they put it. And if anyone got bitten if they got bitten and they didn't look, they would die. But if they looked to the bronze snake, they would not. And many years later, Jesus said, just like Moses put that bronze snake on a pole, Jesus was put on a big pole too. It was a cross. And we know that when we look to Jesus, it means when we trust him, when we say, Lord, I trust you, we will also be saved. Because those fiery snakes are kind of like the devil and the world and our own sinful flesh. If we don't have Jesus, we will die. Well, then, boys and girls, they also got to this area here. So here was Edom, and here's Moab, and they went up here to this part here. And then they said the same thing to the king that lived there. His name was Sihon. He was king of the Amorites. And they said to him, we're just going to go through your land. We'll stay on the highway. We won't go off. And Sihon came out with their soldiers. But this time God said, you may fight them. They're coming to fight you. You may fight them. And God gave them success. So God gave them this whole land where Sihon was. And then Og, the next guy, he came out to meet them. And then God said, you may fight them too. So then they fought them too. And Og, he was still kind of like a giant. He had a gigantic bed. And he was just huge, but God gave them success. And now this whole land here, they call this later on in the Bible, you might often hear that Gilead. This whole land here is a beautiful land. They already have that. And 3 of the tribes say to Moses, we would rather not even go into the promised land. Could we please just stay here? And Moses said, well, that won't be good, because then the other people will have to conquer that one all by themselves. And they said, well, what about if we go, the men, and we make sure that our children and our wives are all safe and they have walls around them, and then we'll go and help our brothers, and then we'll go back. And Moses said, yes, you may do that. So now there's 3 tribes, Reuben and Gad and half of the tribe of Manasseh. They have that land. And next time, there's one more story actually in this area. Somebody dies, and I think you can guess who it is. And then after that, we start talking about the promised land. And that is the end of that story.